Hello there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks, episode 187. I'm your host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
You do that intro so fast.
I do all my intros fast. I've done them hundreds of times.
Oh, let's get a roll on.
Roll the intro. Alright, well, we're doing another remote podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell them where we are. We're in the Big Indian Reservoir in very southeastern Nebraska. We're almost to Kansas. It's not that remote. You can see the power lines behind us. There's actually, I think there's service. I haven't really. Oh yeah. It's not 5G, but that's nothing to be upset about. But yeah, it's at least a little cooler up here on this hill, I noticed, than where we're down that bottom.
Yeah.
Don't go to the bathroom if you want to use the bathroom. It's
What you said?
It's a sauna. I went in there. I'm like. It smells alright, because there's urinal cakes just kind of everywhere. Like, they just broken urinal cakes laying on the ground. But, yeah, we're kind of just on the side of the road here. All the camp spots, or all the spots you're supposed to park at, are, like, on the lake. And so, you're sacrificing all or a portion of your sky. We've deemed, or more like I've deemed, this to be the most acceptable spot to be. We could go to the actual reservoir, the big, like, on the dam, but we'd have to hike. And here comes a car driving right past us. We can ignore them. I don't care about that. Hello, goodbye. Where are they from? Minnesota? Losers. Anyways, how are you?
Doing alright?
That's good. I realized I hadn't been keep track of the time. Although enough time has passed where the sun is now behind a tree. But yeah, I don't really know how much time has elapsed. Anyways, doesn't matter. Point is, the big topic for today I wanted to talk about was SpaceX released a photo of their third generation Raptor engine. And Scott Manley on Twitter was so gracious to make a comparison between Raptor 1, Raptor 2, and Raptor 3. So you can see the progress of the engines. And I'll share up the photo here as I show it to him. Look at that.
Gave it a nice paint job.
Apart from the paint job, look at how, like, it's so simplified.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? In a matter of, like, a few years, they went from, a barely working engine to, holy crap, they have optimized the piss out of it. Now, a lot of it is now internal, and also, it's a lot lighter. They don't need heat shields, because it's all actively cooled by the cryogenic fuels. So they tried to get rid of as much stuff as possible, and stuffed as much of it as possible inside, the housing, so it doesn't need the heat shielding. But I was just like, holy crap! It looks just like the renders.
They give it a nice paint job too.
Yeah. Well, no, like, I remember. Actually, I don't think there wouldn't be paint.
They found blue metal.
Huh?
They found blue metal.
Okay, there was a number that would be paint. They paint a serial number on there. But,
1. Serial number 1.
Yeah, but, like, the majority of that's not painted. That looks like, well, that just integrates. That's probably like Teflon tape, but like for rockets.
Yeah.
The equivalent of Teflon tape for rockets, that blue part. It looks blue, but I think that's just because of the lighting. Because Yeah, see the little one's taken inside, but no, it's just incredible how they have optimized it already, and they haven't even flown into. It hasn't even gone to orbit yet. It's gone a little bit of velocities, but it hasn't gone to orbit yet. Incredible. SpaceX. Yeah, they're already on V3. I wonder how long it'll be before they start making Starship V3. Because they're planning now like a third iteration. They're working on a second iteration. There's going to be a third iteration. They're making it taller. A Starship. Because right now, like Gen 1 isn't going to deliver the... it's not delivering the mass they promised. They're like 150 tons.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually, without refueling, it really won't deliver that much into orbit. Not much more than a Falcon Heavy or something. So...
This year every day, 150 tons.
Yeah! How often do you need to put 150 tons into low Earth orbit?
Yeah. You know, every other day or so.
Yeah, normal things. No, so what do you think about that? You've got a smile on your face. I'm not used to you seeing a smile like that.
Well, I was just making a joke.
No. Back when you saw the image, though.
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, I just wasn't expecting that reaction.
Oh.
But you kind of
What reaction did you expect?
Your normal, just like, oh.
Oh, I can give that to you.
No, that's not the reaction. No.
Yeah.
It's all. This is all real.
Eh. Could have been better.
Could have been better.
They gave it an honest try.
No, what I think is crazy is I saw the renders of it.
They gave me for effort.
No, but like I saw the renders and I'm like, it won't look like that, right? It looks exactly like the renders.
You saw it?
Like the V3 engine looks exactly like the rendered version of it.
Saw it with your own eyes?
Well, like the images that SpaceX shares.
That you hope are real.
A lot of people thought they were. A lot of people thought it was fake, but a lot of people were realizing. But then if people started looking at it close and they're like, oh no, it's real.
Yeah.
It's very real. Like, here are the renders. Doesn't Raptor 3 look very similar to what we saw in the actual image?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. I'm like, it'll look a little different, a little more complex. No. And if anything, real Raptor 3 looks less complex than the render. So, they've done something. But you spend enough money, you can do a lot of things. They don't want to continue on the... So did you, I guess, we'll continue on the SpaceX thing. Did you hear about them getting grounded?
SpaceX?
Yeah.
No.
So, like several weeks ago now, a Falcon 9, so the first stage did its thing, landed perfectly fine. Second stage went up. It was carrying just Starlinks. It went up, did its first main engine light, turned it off, and then it didn't relight.
When was this?
Several weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it failed. The engine blew up. The Starlink satellites were in too low of an orbit that their little ion engines couldn't get out of the atmosphere, and so it's the first failure of a Falcon 9 in like over 300 launches, or more like ever of a Falcon 9. And so, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And the FAA was like, nope, you're grounded. So we figured, because it's endangering the health and safety of the world.
Yeah, it is. So they figure out what's wrong?
Yeah, basically there was a clamp that didn't get put down, that didn't get applied correctly, that was holding an oxygen line, and via all the vibrations that happened, the oxygen line cracked.
Oh, so there's a human there.
Yeah. The SpaceX's software it's impressive. It's crazy. It's like, oh, we'll get into that, but so basically the line leaked oxygen, which cooled everything down, and so then when it went to relight the engine, instead of just, the nice normal start, it didn't, everything was frozen up, and so it did what they call a hard start, which is just an explosion. It went, boom, the engine exploded, it couldn't compensate. It released the Starlink satellites. Like, they weren't blown up. It released them, but it was too late. Yeah. They weren't high enough in orbit because of the orbit that SpaceX does it in, to optimize how much. I think it's to optimize fuel usage. They weren't going to make it. But shockingly, they were already back up and running within 2 weeks. The FAA was like, yep, you're good to go. But you have 300 launches to show them we can do it 300 times in a row. How many rockets can say they've done it 300 times in a row?
Yeah.
I think only the Delta 4 rocket or the Atlas rocket can say they've done it 300 times. I think Falcon 9 is soon to be the most used rocket ever. I guess there's Soyuz, but Soyuz had many failures. Many more failures, so. But also those rockets, and what's the funny thing is, it's on the second stage. That doesn't get reused.
Yeah.
So that's a brand new second stage every time. It's not flight-proven hardware. That's what somebody pointed out. It's like, of course it's the second stage.
Yeah.
Of course that's going to be where the errors are. Because the first stage, that's flight-proven hardware. It flew once, and they're not going to fly it if they think it's going to probably fail.
Yeah.
Or it's like there's a good chance they're going to replace the part or ground or build a new, or scrap it.
Yeah.
They're not going to. But the second stage, it's brand new. You don't know.
Don't know what you're going to get.
Sure, you built it like all the other ones, but how often is there a how often is there a manufacturing defect?
Yeah.
Look at Boeing. How often is there a manufacturing defect?
Yeah.
Good
more
old.
often than there should be.
Yeah, significantly more.
Well, I don't know if you call it manufacturing or just maintenance.
I thought some of it was manufacturing defects.
Oh, are they brand new?
Like the door failed.
Was that a brand new plane?
No, but it wasn't something maintenance was going to catch. It was something that I believe the door that failed was because when they were manufacturing the plug, they let something slip, and so that door was going to fail. Eventually, it was just a matter of time. And it wasn't something that they check in maintenance. Because who the fuck's checking a door plug?
Well, now they are.
Now they probably are.
Now they are. Job security.
Yeah, isn't that the great part about when a company, is trying to cut corners? Now you get to keep your job as long as the company doesn't go under, because now they need you to do your job correctly. Well, actually, maybe you'll lose your job because you weren't doing it correctly to begin with. Go either way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Elon's saying Flight 5 is going to be end of August, beginning of September. So, soon, month away.
Coming up.
Yeah, that would be exciting, except it's just literally just a repeat of the last one, pretty much. It'll be different. We'll get the more testing of the heat shield, I guess.
Yep.
But the crazy thing about SpaceX is they have Starship, and as its current stage, meets the qualifications for rockets in the last ever since rockets existed. It can get a payload to orbit if it needed to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to re-land. It doesn't have to be reused. Mm-hmm. If we just did it as rockets have been doing for the last ever, it is as functional as every other rocket. Mm-hmm. It's more functional than the Ariane 6, which also failed like the same week. That's Europe's brand new rocket to replace the Ariane 5.
Okay.
It also failed because it couldn't relay its second stage. It has something called an APU.
Auxiliary Power Unit?
No.
No?
That is not what it stands for. That's what everybody thought it stands for.
Well, that's what it stands for in aircraft.
Right. It's not an auxiliary power unit. It is like auxiliary propulsion unit or something. Not even auxiliary, something propulsion unit. It failed, and so it couldn't relight the second engine, and so it.
That's what it stands for in aircraft.
No. Yeah, you're right. Scott Manley, who flies an airplane, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was expecting auxiliary power unit." Or if you're in semiconductor space, APU is that stands for something else. It doesn't stand for auxiliary power unit.
I'm not familiar with that.
APU. Oh, right. You have CPU, GPU, and then APU is both those integrated.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I've never heard that term in semiconductor spoken. I think it works for that.
I can, yeah, no, APU. APU. Well, I don't want Arizona. Accelerated Processing Unit. Type of processor that combines a CPU and a GPU.
I'm not familiar with that.
Pretty much, if your laptop doesn't have a discrete graphics card like yours does, it has an APU. My laptop has an APU because it doesn't have a discrete graphics card. No, yeah, so APU stands for 3 different things, kids. Fun fact. No, yeah, but no, I guess if we're talking about computers.